Meanwhile, there have been fresh escalations in the Israel-Lebanon conflict. Israeli Defense Forces claim a barrage of 55 missiles were fired from South Lebanon in the Safad area of Israel today. According to the IDF, most of the missiles were intercepted by Israeli air defense system, while the others landed in unpopulated areas. Firefighters are battling several bushfires that are burning in the Upper Galilee region of northern Israel. In retaliation, the IDF has claimed that it launched a counter-operative in southern Lebanon, hitting out several Hezbollah targets. Earlier, the Israeli military organized a tour that included a stop at an entrance to underground chamber, which was discovered by the IDF. The Israeli military said the bodies of 6 Israeli hostages were recovered from the chamber on September 1st. Military spokesperson Daniel Hagari told reporters that a maze of tunnels exists in the area.
Complete maze of tunnels. Here in Tel Sultan, you just heard the shootings. We're still looking and searching for terrorists. This area, we're gathering all the DNA and the forensic to find and hunt those terrorists who committed this horrific crime.
Now, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees said one of its employees was killed this week during an Israeli raid in the occupied West Bank. This is the first such death in more than a decade. The Israeli military called the UN worker a terrorist who posed a threat to troops. UNRWA said the employee was shot and killed on the roof of his home in a refugee camp in northern West Bank. Now, Israel is also facing condemnation after a strike at a school-turned-shelter in Gaza killed 18 people, including UN relief staff. The attack flattened part of the school, leaving only a charred heap of rebar and concrete. The Israeli military says it targeted Hamas militants there, but the UN chief Antonio Guterres has called the strike totally unacceptable. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell has said he is outraged by the deaths and that the strikes show a disregard of the basic principles of international humanitarian law. Borrell met ministers from European and West Asian countries along with Islamic leaders in Madrid. The leaders discussed the advancement of a two-state solution. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz took a hit at Borrell for taking part in the gathering, accusing him of anti-Semitism and hatred towards Israel. Borrell has responded saying the accusation makes no sense and Katz should not play with big words that have had a tragic dimension in history. Meanwhile, Pope Francis has announced the war yet again. In fact, he's denounced it, saying that both Israel and Hamas are not taking steps to reach a peaceful resolution as Palestinian civilians continue to suffer.
Dalle volte si dice che è una guerra difensiva o no, ma alcune volte credo che è una guerra troppa. E che, mi scuso a dire questo, ma non trovo che si facciano i passi per fare la...
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.